My name is Susan Dickerson. I'm originally from Tombeen, Texas. I graduated from Tombeen High School in 1994. In 1995, I joined the Air Force and I was stationed at Ellsworth Air Force Base, South Dakota. I was there for 4 years at that time. During that time, I was deployed to several different countries, one of them being Egypt, where I was deployed for 6 months. In 1999, I discharged from the Air Force and moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. At while I was living in Cincinnati, I became a manager of Kohl's Department Store, a assistant manager for Kohl's Department Store, and assistant manager for Wendy's. That began my leadership and management roles, which I have carried throughout the years. After being in Ohio for almost 5 years, I moved back to Texas, where I became an assistant manager for Sonic and was a leader of several different crew members while I was there. I met my husband in 2003 and I moved to Oklahoma. We've been married for 17 years, and 6 years ago we moved back to Texas, where we currently live in Bonham, and I am employed at the Bonham VA. Throughout my years in Oklahoma, I worked for the Oklahoma Department of Corrections, where I worked my way up as a sergeant correctional officer and then policy and procedures. When I was policy and procedures officer, I was leadership. I worked with all the prisons to inspect them and make sure that they were following the policy and procedures. I wrote policy and procedures. Worked with several different organizations, private prisons, county jails, to make sure that they were following the policies and procedures. Currently, I'm employed at the Bonham VA. I have been for the last 6 years, and I am currently the military officer on duty at night. The VA, Bonham VA, is used to be a hospital, but now it's like a CBOT clinic. So the hospital closed down at 4:30 for the clinics. However, we do have inpatient treatment, and then we also have our nursing home. So we have to have someone here and like a leadership capacity to make the important decisions in case of emergency, in case veterans need to be transferred out to another hospital for emergencies. So I make those decisions and I act in the absence of the director. Uh, Over the years, I have had several different leadership roles, and with the organizational program at Texas A&M, it has given me a lot of insight on how to be a strong leader and what aspects of a leader has changed. There has been so much of this program that has opened my eyes to the world of leadership and how leaders can be stronger today and what ways that other things that they can use to gain strength as a leader. One of the ones that I found interesting and that stuck to me is the data part. Um, Being data driven. I did not know that so many leaders and so many different organizations were data driven. The VA being one of them. The VA is very data driven. We are all about the data. We want to know the data. And being a leader, you need to understand that and understand what it means to use that data to become a better leader and to help your followers better themselves in their careers. This program has given me the stepping stones I need to improve myself as a leader, whether it be the data part, whether it be communication, or the different leadership styles. It's helped me to understand the quality of leaders that we need now compared to what we did in the past, how things have changed, how leaders have had to adapt to the changes, especially within the last year. One aspect of the organizational programs that has stuck out to me was the leadership styles. I did not realize that leaders use so many different of them. Some of them aren't just specific style of leaders, they use combination. One that stuck out to me was the transformational leadership, as I think that pertains more to now in our trying times and how changes have affected so many different organizations and how leadership has had to adapt and make changes and help followers to adapt to those changes. Transformational leadership is one form of leadership style which seek changes with those who is part of a leadership team. This type of leader works with the team, not against them. They are a part of the team. They act with the team. They work with the team. They're part of the team. They do the work with them. They don't just sit back and let the team take all the credit. They show them the changes and help them to adapt and help their followers to understand. In the trying times that we have now, leaders have had to adapt in so many different ways between all the different changes. With a VA, we've had to adapt at how we handle our healthcare, how we handle the healthcare for the veterans, how we treat the veterans, how we've had to change, go from point A to point B to get the best healthcare, to give the best healthcare we can to veterans. And leadership I've seen has had to change and adapt to it. In today's world, just not with the pandemic that's going on, there is so many changes going on, and I think as a leader to be successful, they have to understand that they have to adapt with change, and transformation leadership can help them to work with the team, not against them, and help them to see the changes as being positive and not negative, which sometimes is hard to do when sometimes leaders get so bombarded with all the different changes and all the different mandates and all the different changes in policy and procedures. It takes different leaders in different departments to help make those changes happen. And I think that's key in any organization, that they help each other, and teamwork. Teamwork is a part of leadership, and transformational leadership will help them do that. As a learner, there is time management does affect me. I have written several papers throughout the years, throughout my education, throughout my different degree programs. I've wrote so many papers, and it's not the writing the papers. I can write a paper. I can write a good paper. It's the before part. It's the research. It's the getting all my ducks in a row, getting all the requirements down and understand what is meant of the paper, what the meaning of the paper is. Sometimes I lose sight of the meaning of the paper and kind of go off track. Time management is key in my world right now. As I work full time, I go to school. I'm finishing up this degree, so these last 2 classes are my capstones, which is very important, and time management is important to me. My husband was just diagnosed with dementia and Parkinson's at an early age. He's only 48, so I'm having to take care of him. And so without time management, I would be lost between taking care of him and work and getting all my schoolwork done for these last 2 classes to graduate. I use a day planner, which I suggest to anybody, even to other employees, to followers, to leaders. Keep track. Utilize your time wisely, but also take downtime also. When you start a paper, it's important to know what is expected of you, to do the research, to get all your research lined out, to create an outline. Sometimes I don't create an outline, and that causes me to lose track of what I'm doing. As far as what professors can do to help me or help anybody is just understand that this is a trying time. Everybody is different. Everybody learns different. That's key. Not everybody learns the same. Not everyone uses time management as a way of creating their papers, to drafting their papers, to doing that first revision, to the second revision, to the third, to the final revision, and then to the final. Time management is key. Using a planner, setting out, this day is going to be research on this day is going to be research on that. And then use that to set a time for you to ensure that your time is the utmost importance. And to start early, don't procrastinate. I've known so many people that have procrastinated in their schoolwork, and they've paid the price. I've done it in the past too. I haven't started out very good this semester. I should have already had this done. But with my life and changes going on in my life. I'm trying, and that's what's key. In today's world, leadership is changing, world is changing, organizations are changing, policy and procedures are changing every day. Where I work at, it's very important that um, we look to our leadership for guidance. It's very important that leaders give good guidance to their employees, to their followers, and by using different methods as like data, different leadership styles, combining different leadership styles, to set the example, to set the bar, and to help their people, to help leaders understand, that changes are happening. And um, by using those, it'll help employees get to where they need to be for followers to be effective. Um, I'm a firm believer in taking every moment you can to live out your best life, and to live out the best moment in your life, and to do what you need to do to make a difference in this world. Um, to not be a statistic, to rise above it, to rise above the ashes, so to say, like a phoenix, um, and to just to make sure changes are known, and to use your skills that you have. Everybody has skills that that they may not even know, but to use them. And by using transformation leadership, to using data to help get that done is key. Um, Me and my husband love the outdoors. Um, we love spending time with our 5 dogs and spending time with family. And in today's world, that's sometimes hard to do, but it's key that you do that. Take time for yourself, and to for me to do these papers, to get the last part of the capstones done, it's going to be involving time management, to sit down and just focus and stay focused and take the extra time that I have, the downtime I have, to utilize it the best I know how, and to keep my professors informed is the big key. And communication. One of the things that I think lack in this world is communication, especially in the workforce. With a VA or where I work at now, communication is key. And I think that it would be best if everybody can learn to communicate better also, along with the other things I've mentioned, like data driven and transformation leadership, to be a better leader. So thank you.